A very good morning, students. Welcome to retail management class. So we are in the fourth chapter, the last chapter. No, fifth unit or the fifth chapter is a practical orientation where you'll have to do a market survey, collect the data, and then submit it. Now, the first four units are theoretical. The fifth one is a practical. So in the first chapter, we started with retail pricing. We discussed retail pricing strategies, and then we also discussed regarding retail promotion mix, the elements of the retail promotion mix: advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, direct marketing, publicity, and public relations. So having discussed that, the next topic we have in the syllabus is management and evaluation of relationships in retailing. So, one of the most important key aspect in the retail business is retaining customers. So previously, business transactions were one-time transactions in the seller-driven markets. So in the seller-driven markets, there was no necessity of maintaining customer data. There was no necessity of maintaining customer relationship. But as time started changing after we embraced liberalization, privatization, and globalization in the year 1991, now we started moving from seller-driven markets to consumer-driven markets or customer-driven markets. So when we enter into the customer-driven markets, so even the market competition changed. Previously, we were having only monopoly in almost all the consumer markets. Now this monopoly slowly started becoming oligopoly, and then now we have only monopolistic competition. And in certain consumer markets, the competition is cutthroat, right? So heavy competition. So even if an organization commits a single mistake, or even if a single strategy goes haywire here and there, and the organization fails to survive, the organization ceases to exist. So in such a scenario, maintaining relationships and evaluating them on a regular basis has become a key aspect, not just in retailing, across all the industries. Right. So let us try and understand the relevance and importance of this particular relationship marketing. The other name for this relationship marketing is also called as CRM, customer relationship management. Most of the organizations have this particular CRM department. In a sub department in marketing is CRM, customer relationship management department. Right now, some organizations call it as relationship marketing. Now, many organizations call it as CRM, customer relationship management. Right now, this particular CRM starts at the billing counter. Say if you're a frequent customer, or if you're a high volume customer, high revenue customer, then the organization will give you a form to collect your data, and that particular form is called as KYC. Now, in certain industries like financial industries, now KYC has become very important. Now, today, if you want to open an account in bank, now without KYC, they are not going to open an account in the bank. Now, what is this particular KYC? Know your customer. So KYC means know your customer. So here in KYC or know your customer, they gather the details. What is your income level? What is your age? Okay, what are your preferences? What are the most important uh, days in your life? Your marriage anniversary, your birthday, right? No, certain important occasions. What is your occupation? No, they collect every detail about you, and this particular information is then being processed, and it helps the marketer to take the right decisions at the right time. Right now, sometimes they come out with tailor-made services. Say, no, on your birthday, as I told in a number of occasions in the past also. So on your birthday, when you wake up, now you find this particular pop-ups. Your bankers, say if you're having account in two banks, now all those bankers wishing you. Now similarly, the that particular retailer whom you frequent, now they're also wishing you, right? So you find this, and sometimes organizations like Pantaloons or some organizations, now they send you a gift vouchers also. West Side sends a gift voucher, right, saying that on this, since today is your birthday, this gift voucher is valid for 48 hours. Or sometimes they say, we are going to give you exclusively for you on your birthday, we are going to give 15% discount on all the merchandise. Right. No, and now these sort of things, make you feel special. These sort of things, now you appreciate. I mean, people love when they are being appreciated. Now people feel happy when they are being loved. right? When people care about you, when they give a special attention to you, right? Now you, I mean, you love that. We crave for that and we love that. Right now, that's what happens in this relation. Now, using this, they are trying to forge a relationship. It's not a one-time transaction. So it's multiple transaction. They wanted to maintain a lifetime relationship with you. Okay, that's what this relationship marketing is all about. That's the foundation. That's the introduction part. Now let's move on further. Let us try and look what is the evolution of relationship marketing. Now, before we move on to evolution of relationship marketing, now let us try and understand how a relationship marketing is defined. So, relationship marketing refers to all marketing activities directed towards establishing, developing, and maintaining successful relational exchanges. Right. So, there are a number of exchanges a customer does. Now, the first exchange is he comes to your store. Now, when he comes to your store, that social interaction should be pleasant. All right. Say the people, say on the floor, the executive should greet him. Now, whenever he's having any problem, they should address him. They should guide him. Now, that particular thing. At the billing counter, that particular person also should be pleasant, should be helpful. Right. So when we are having this particular, decent and healthy social interaction, now he feels good. He feels like visiting the store again. Now, apart from that, the other major focus area is customer service. Now, for many organizations, this is a challenge, right? Now, marketers spend a lot of money, they put a lot of efforts to bring the customer to the retail outlet. The customer comes to the retail outlet, he purchases the product. And the next part is the service, right? So in the service, if those particular people are not gentle, now sometimes organizations overlook the service counter, but the crux or the key of relationship marketing of, instead of one-time transaction, the key for multiple transaction to have this lifetime relationship, it is a service part which plays a very, very crucial role. So organizations need to pay special attention. The focus organizations put on the front end, the same focus organizations also need to put at the back end. Many a time organizations fail, many a time organizations don't succeed because of lack of proper service support. Right now, certain brands, certain mobile brands which were there previously suddenly lost, because when you go to that particular mobile branded the service counter, nobody responds, right? And then they pick up arguments. Sometimes they become violent, and there are occasions where customers have filed police complaints or an FIR or police complaints against this particular service personnel. Things turn very, very ugly. So this particular ugly interaction, see, whatever good a marketer does, people will not take efforts to say to spread that particular good. Maybe that occasion comes or somebody asks them for their opinion, then they'll say, okay, go with this particular product. Now I have been using the product for the past 5 or 6 or 7 years. Now it has given me pretty good deal, so go ahead with that, like that. But whenever bad happens, whenever he's having a disturbance, there's a disruption, now that spreads like a wildfire. Right now, now the customer takes it as a mission to inform each and everyone, people whom he knew, people whom he does not know also, to say that the service is so pathetic, so bad, don't buy that particular product. Right, and that negativity is going to impact more than the positivity. So service is one area organizations need to put a special focus on. Now, moving further, let us trace the evolution of relationship marketing. Now, relationship marketing evolution can be traced to two places. Now, first in the United States, now prior to relationship marketing, they were using database marketing. Right, and marketers directed their efforts to increase the selling effectiveness using database marketing, and to maximize their efforts, they also took the help of information technology and statistical analogy for this particular purpose. Later, in the other parts of the Europe, Scandinavia, that is towards Finland and those particular part, and the northern Europe, now, relationship marketing was majorly emphasized on B2B marketing, business to business, not business to customer. Okay. And in the later half of the 1990s, there was a shift from database marketing to relationship marketing. Now, back in India, after 2000, things have drastically changed. Drastically changed. So today, even if you're buying a small product for 50 paise now. I don't think today we have got 50 paise. So let's start with 1 rupee. So even if you're buying a product for one rupee, you'll be having a toll-free number on that. Now, can you imagine that the lowest unit of currency, the lowest denomination of currency is 1 rupee. Now, since 50 paise has been scrapped and it is out of service, so it starts with 1 rupee. So here, 1 rupee, now you see, it's going to make a lot of difference. Even on such a small product, lowest investment, they're giving toll-free numbers. So much they have changed after 1990. Now today, marketers and retailers alike, they are using information technology to communicate with customers, and that help them to base their product offerings in a better way. Right now, continuously today, every day we keep getting a lot of promotional these SMSs, especially during the festival seasons. Right, we get mails, we get SMSs, we get calls. So much is happening. Now, relationship marketing emerged out of two considerations. Now, when we look at the macro level, there was an increased necessity to maintain relationship with employees, customers, suppliers, and government. Right now, because we are no longer in seller driven, it's no longer monopolistic. So there was a necessity. Now it has become a necessity and a mandatory also. Now at the micro level, there's a shift from transaction focused to relationship marketing. So it's no longer one-time marketing, it is beyond one-time marketing. Now, what do we mean by transactional marketing? Now, transaction marketing focuses on a single sale. Now, product features, and they have little emphasis on customer service and moderate customer contact. Right? They don't place a lot of importance on that. Right now, that's our transaction marketing. Transaction marketing even today happens. Say, for example, those of them who have this habit of smoking, now they don't when you're out of station. So when people are on the way, they stop at one particular point. No, they smoke and then they go. So it's a transaction marketing, one-time transaction. You never know when you're the next time you're going to go to that place, or you may not go to that place at all for the next time, but you stopped at that particular retail, and that particular retailer also notices now he's an alien, he's an outsider, he's not going to frequent me, so he's going to maintain a moderate relationship, right? And there is no emphasis on customer service at all. Right, but whereas these particular retail outlets are the groceries or the other things which we frequently buy, which we frequently visit in our commercial centers, right, in our cities and in our towns, they maintain relationship marketing. Right, the focus is on customer orientation, and there is a high focus, special focus on customer service. Right now, why it is so? Because organizations over a period of time, when they're done a lot of when a lot of research was being done, a lot of surveys were being done, they happen to identify that 80% of the organization's revenue is coming from 20% of the people. Right now, 20% of the customers are driving. This 20% are those particular customers who are loyal customers, and then who are high volume, spend a lot of money. So this 20% customers, they are driving 80% of the revenue. Now, organization cannot afford to miss this 20% of the customers. So they need to lay a special emphasis on them. All right. So acquiring, and there's other thing. Acquiring a new customer is 5 times costlier than retaining the existing customer. All right. So for that particular reason, organizations cannot afford to lose their clients. They cannot, marketers cannot afford to lose their customers. Retailers cannot afford to lose their customers. So that's the reason a lot of special emphasis is being laid on customer relationship management or relationship marketing. Now let us look at the relationship strategies in relationship marketing. All right, the first strategy is this personalization. Right, it describes the social content of the interaction between service employees and their customers. It can be regarded as a means of showing recognition and respect, like feeling of familiarity, personal recognition, friendship, or social support by retailer. Now, sometimes retailers recognize customers by their name. Now, this thing generally happens in traditional retailing. The local baniya, the local kirana shop in your neighborhood, right? If you belong to the same locality, he knows your father, he knows your mother, he knows your ancestors also. So that's the reason he calls you by name, right? He has seen you being born and brought up right in front of him, right? In villages, especially in the rural areas, they call by the name, right? Because it's a feeling of the familiarity, the recognition, right? Now the other thing is special treatment benefit. Okay, next strategy is the special treatment benefit. Now, relationship marketing does not tell to maintain relationship with all customers. Customer focus and selectivity is the key. Not every, because if he's a one-time customer, there's no point in wasting all your efforts and then maintaining, doing all these particular things. No, doesn't make sense. So you should know, you should focus, and you should select your customers carefully. It emphasizes relationship with whom loyal customers. You should know if in your store, if 5,000 people are visiting your store, among this particular 5,000 people, who are your loyal customers, you should know. And to identify who your loyal customers are, we use our CRM. Those particular customers who are buying frequently. That's the reason today you go to any retail outlet, the first and foremost thing they ask is your contact number, your mobile number. Now, without your mobile number, billing is not done. Now, why mobile number? Because they know how many times you're frequenting the store for that particular reason, right? Now, differentiation is required between loyal and non-loyal customers. Upgradation and service augmentation are the ways to provide special treatment benefit to the loyal customers. Next is the communication benefits. Efforts must also be taken to stay in touch with customers. Now, that is also a key determinant of relationship marketing. Now, for that, now today as a communication, more organizations are using direct mail, emails, telephones, SMSs to keep in touch with the customers. Next is rewards. Pricing incentives, money saving, free gifts are the ways to reward loyal customers. Now, this is perfectly done in case of credit card customers. Now, for the amounts that you spend, you get certain points, and those particular points you can redeem. Those points can be redeemed. Now, that's an example of rewards. Loyalty programs, or the use of loyalty programs is evident from the fact that the corporate expenditure and loyalty program is booming, right? Okay, loyal customers are cheaper to serve. Retailers may not be required to invest, maintain, and communicate with these loyal customers as they are already predisposed to search for information. And loyal customers are willing to pay more for a given bundle of offerings. Right? Okay, so there are special for the loyalty program, there are special incentives. Now let's come to the next topic called as retail research. Now, retail research or marketing research as such specifies the information required to address the marketing issues, marketing opportunities, evaluating marketing actions, monitoring marketing performance, design the method of collecting data, managing and implementing the data collection process. Now, all these things come under retail research. So what we have to do, first you will have to collect data. How do you collect data? Through KYC, know your customer, asking them to fill the form called KYC form. So through KYC form, we collect the data, and this particular data is then tabulated, is then stored. Now, having stored the data, then the research starts. Now we start doing data mining and other things, and then we take up certain decisions. All right. Now, in the last 1 month transaction, we see how many times this customer has frequented our store, and what is the minimum amount is spent, what is the maximum amount is spent, on an average how much amount is spent. Like that, take list of this particular customers, identify those customers whose average revenue per year is high, focus on them. For doing this sort of research, we need information technology and we need CRM also. Now, importance of research. Let us look at the importance of research in retailing. Retail research helps retailers to take important decisions. What are these important decisions? Something like market positioning, which retail format is most suitable for a particular target customer, target markets, and how best to display the merchandise, and so on. So all these particular decisions we can take by doing a retail research. Now, the retail level research is used as a concept for testing, for business feasibility analysis, identifying the correct product mix, understanding the target market profile, understanding and analyzing consumer behavior. Now, in all these ways, the retail research helps an organization. Now, let us look at the methods of the retail research. Now, there are qualitative research methods and then quantitative research methods. When we look at the qualitative research methods, now it is used to find out what is in the customer's mind. Now, how do you find what is there in the customer's mind? By resorting to qualitative research. Now, the retailer will be able to get oriented to the range and complexity of consumer activity and concerns. Now, such data may help retailer to know more about things, more about customers' feelings, customers' thought, what is the customer intention, how was the customer's past behavior. Now, all these things we cannot directly measure or we cannot directly observe. Now, only using qualitative research, we can know what is in customer's mind. That is his feelings, his thoughts, his intention, his past behavior like this. Now, focus group studies used to identify the most likely product positioning and to know the cues on various features which go on into shopping, such as ambience, shopping needs and requirements, styles and preferences. Generally, they use focus study group to understand this. Next, there are three major types in the qualitative research methods. The first one is the exploratory research. It defines the problem in detail, suggests a hypothesis used for generating ideas for a new product. Generally, when we are doing, launching a new product, we go for this exploratory research. Next is the orientation method, getting to know the customer's best view and vocabulary, right, for the existing customers. Next is clinical, gaining insights of issues which otherwise might be impossible to pursue structured research methods. So using this particular methods, clinical, orientation, exploratory, we do qualitative research. So remember, qualitative research is done to know, to understand the customer's mind. Now, what do we mean to find out what is in the customer mind? We mean that to know more about customer feelings, customer thoughts, customer intentions, customer past behavior. Okay, these particular things. Next is our qualitative research. Sorry, quantitative research. Qualitative. Okay, qualitative research can take the form of focus group discussions, project techniques. Okay, so this particular things. So you'll have to excuse me. I think there's a small error here. This is a quantitative research, and the other one is the qualitative research. Okay. So qualitative research is done through survey. Survey can help to understand the consumer's behavior, shopping, customer shopping pattern, to know the size of the market, the retail formats currently that are used, now the size of the core target. Now, the survey in many forms is one of the most widely used and well-known method of acquiring market information. Right, survey method is one of the most widely used method, and it is also the one of the most widely used method for acquiring market information. How do you acquire this market information? By communicating with a group of customers through questionnaire or interview. It is efficient, at the same time it is economical also. And the next type of research is observation method of research. Now, it is used to provide information on current behavior. Now, this research design can be casual or it can be systematic. But this is the information that we can get by following the observation method of research. Now, what is the in-store traffic pattern? What is the customer reaction to the display? Customer reaction to the to visual merchandising? What is the pattern of customer movement? What is the reaction of private labels now on these particular areas? And similarly, what are the frequently asked questions? Okay, so on this particular areas, now we can know. Next is the forms of observation. In this observation method, let us understand what are the different forms of observation. One is direct observation. Now here the retailer may use an observer disguised as a shopper right? The retailer himself will discuss as a shopper to observe how long customer spends time in the display area. Next is, I mean, he himself discuss and then he tries to understand how much time customers are spending and what is the reaction towards visual merchandising, what is their pattern after entering the store, now in which particular directions are they moving. So all this particular information will help him to design his store layout, will help him to use his space planning efficiently. Next is contrived observation. Buying teams disguised as customers will try to find out what happens during normal interaction between the customer and the retailer. Now here they are going to focus the interactions between the customers and the retailers. Okay. Next is the content analysis, used to analyze the content or messages of advertisement in-house. This is an in-house observation. Next is humanistic inquiry. It involves immersing the researcher in the system under study. The researcher maintains two theory constructions, which records in detail the thoughts, premises, and hypotheses. Next one is a detailed date and time sequence notes, which are kept on the technique used for inquiry with special attention to biases or distortions. Now, that's the humanistic inquiry. And the last one is behavior recording devices. Now, these behavior recording devices help to overcome deficiencies of human observers, people meter, eye contact, eye movement recorders, voice speech analysis, all these particular things. So with that, we complete our syllabus of retail management. Okay, now in the 5th unit, you have certain activities. Now, this is what you'll have to do in the 5th unit. It's a practical, as I told you. Right now, first, try to interview a salesperson. Okay, take any salesperson in any industry, pharma industry, FMCG, consumer durables, any industry, but identify a particular salesperson, right? And preferably identify, spend time with on-roll salesperson. We have got off-roll and on-roll. Do not, I mean, see that you can interact with a salesperson who is working for the manufacturer. You come across many salespersons who are working for dealers, who are working for wholesalers, distributors, and all. All these guys are off-roll, right? Focus on roll, a guy who is working with the manufacturer. So to interview a salesperson and first interview him and then write a brief report, what they like and dislike. So you can collect data about the job, about the salary, about the traveling allowances, TAs and DAs, about the sales quota, all this, what are his functions, duties, and responsibilities. Those things you can collect. All right, that is practical number 1. Having completed that, second thing, you'll have to go to the nearest Kirana store or a supermarket. Okay, you can go to Spencer, DMart, or Reliance that you have nearby. Okay, and see that you have got for the third one. Now here, better go to the Kirana store, your neighborhood store. Now having gone to the Kirana store, compare the store arrangement. Now see the number of brands he's carrying, his pricing policies, now his service that he's doing, right? Take a note of that, prepare a report. And finally, then go to a modern mall. Then you can go to Best Price or Reliance, More, Lifestyle, right? Or this particular things. And then you prepare a report on that. All right, prepare a report on the mall, prepare a report on comparing. You should compare the normal traditional retail store with a modern retail store like Spencer. Compare Spencer with Kirana shop or compare Reliance with the Kirana shop, right? That's the second thing. First thing is like, you should go and interview a salesperson. And the last thing is like visit the modern malls and prepare a report. So these are the 3 activities that we have under case studies or practicals in unit number 5. So with this, we complete our syllabus for retail management. You got any doubts, you can reach out me. I'm available round the clock, either on WhatsApp or on my personal contact number. Wish you all a pleasant day. So I'm ending my meeting here.